So, DC, you have a Bible study this week?
I sure do.
Great. What's this one about?
It's about Esther.
Ether? Ah, that's a great song. Not sure what it has to do with the Bible, though.
A rap song by Nas? That's not what I said, sir. I said Esther.
Whew, well, that makes much more sense. Esther. Esther. Oh, why does that name sound familiar?
It's because she's a pretty significant woman in the biblical history, particularly in the Old Testament, sir. Did you not know that?
Must have slipped my mind.
How are you a senior pastor?
That slipped my mind, too. Anyways, tell me about this Ether.
Esther.
Esther.
Well, this historical account takes place in 480 BC, 3 years after the Battle of Thermopylae.
Okay, this rings a bell as well. Now, where have I heard of this place?
They made a movie about it, with the 300 Spartans.
Ah, yes. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
That's Gladiator.
Every man dies. Not every man truly lives.
That's Braveheart.
Water is the softest element on earth, but it can penetrate rock.
Seriously? That's Dragon the Bruce Lee story.
Well, I'm all out of quotes. What's the movie called?
It's called 300. This is Sparta!
Ah, right.
So this takes place 3 years after the Battle of Thermopylae, and King Xerxes, who was the main bad guy in 300, is the king in the land at that time, and he throws a party for 7 days where all the men can drink as much as he wants.
Wow, 7 days? Was it like an open bar thing, or was it a BYOB?
I mean, it was mostly just wine. I guess people could bring their own.
So what happens next?
Okay, so at the end of 7 days, Xerxes commands his wife, Vashti, to show herself in front of all the men in attendance.
Oh, well, you see, that's nice. Probably wanted everybody to thank her for allowing a week-long party.
No, not that kind of show herself. He wants her to show herself naked.
Why?
Oh, Xerxes, he's crazy.
Well, how crazy?
Well, for example, he once commanded his entire army to walk into the ocean and stab the waves because it sank a few of his ships during a storm. That kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It is. So anyways, Queen Vashti refused to come before the men, so Xerxes, in Xerxes fashion, decided to strip Queen Vashti of her royal position, which made the men in attendance quite happy.
Now, why would they be happy? Was she an ugly woman or, really mean?
No, not at all. The Bible actually says that she was easy on the eyes.
Like, how easy?
Salma Hayek easy.
That's very easy.
But also because the men in attendance said that if she said no to the king, all the other women would start saying no to all the men, and it'd be all crazy.
Understood.
Sir, come on now.
For the record, I support all women's right to drive. So then what happens?
Well, King Xerxes decides to hold a beauty contest to find his next queen.
Man, Xerxes rolls deep.
Yes, he does. So, all the commissioners went out to find the most beautiful women in the land. Then, once they find them, they're to bring them to the palace for a year-long spa day until the day of the competition.
A year long?
Yep, a year long.
Now, is this where Ether shows up?
Esther. And yes, the Bible says that Esther had a lovely figure and was beautiful.
I'm gonna need a visual here.
Sofia Vergara.
Wow.
What Xerxes doesn't know is that she was a Jew.
Wait. Sofia Vergara is a Jew?
No, Esther.
Makes sense.
Esther's guardian was named Malachi, and he told her not to tell anyone of her nationality. So, of course, she agreed, and every day he would walk to the palace to check on her.
Now, that's a good guardian.
Yep. So, the day of the beauty contest arrives, and Esther charmed the pants off King Xerxes and became queen.
Oh, you go, Ether!
Esther.
Whatever. So she lived happily ever after?
Not yet. We're almost at the good part. Mordecai, as he was doing his daily walk to the palace, overhears 2 of Xerxes' soldiers talking about killing the king. Hearing this, he hurries over to Esther and tells her of the soldiers' plans.
Wait a second. Now she has direct access to Xerxes.
That she does. So she tells King Xerxes, and after a thorough investigation, he finds the soldiers guilty and kills them by impaling them on a pole.
Yikes! How would you do that?
I imagine hole to hole.
Gross.
I agree. So there's this book called The Book of Annals, where Mordecai's loyalty was recorded.
What is that, like a diary?
More like a historic documentation of actions and events which happened during the king's rule.
Diary would have been cooler.
For who?
Forget it.
Shall I continue?
I mean, I guess I should hear the rest of the story.
In comes a man named Haman. This guy now, he hates the Jewish nation and he wants to see them all eradicated. The problem is that Xerxes promoted him to be basically the second in command, directly under King Xerxes himself.
Why does he hate the Jews so much?
Well, there's a historical reason with his father being conquered and killed by the Israelites, but that would take a while to explain. So can I just say, because?
You are speaking my language, my man.
So Haman sort of tricks King Xerxes to give an edict to have a day where everyone can massacre the Jews because Mordecai wouldn't kneel to him when he walked by.
That guy sounds insecure.
I honestly just think he's looking for an excuse to get rid of the Jewish people.
Not a nice dude.
No, not at all. When Haman hears of this, he went directly to Esther and asked her to intervene and save her people.
Wait. What happened to not telling anyone that she was Jewish?
I don't know. I guess it was just to get her foot in the door.
The cojones on this guy.
So Esther gets all dolled up. Sir, what are you doing?
Imagining Sofia Vergara all dolled up.
Do you want to hear the rest of the Bible story or not?
I really do.
Now when Xerxes sees Esther...
Sophia.
Esther!
Fine. Continue.
When Xerxes sees Esther, he's stunned by her beauty and grants her whatever she wishes, up to half the kingdom.
I would too.
But all she asks for is a party to be thrown to honor Xerxes and Haman.
Wait, the Jew hater? She double crosses her people?
She has a plan, sir.
She better.
So when Haman hears of this party to honor him and the king, he gets very excited and decides at the end of the party he's going to hang Mordecai on a pole outside his house.
Wow, he really hates that guy.
He does.
So the party happens, then what?
At the closing of the party, Esther stands up in front of King Xerxes and tells him she's a Jew, and Haman tricked him into setting a day to kill all the Jews, including Mordecai, who saved Xerxes' life.
I have a sinking suspicion this won't end well for Haman.
You are correct, sir. Xerxes, burning with anger, decides to impale Haman on a pole.
Hold the hole?
Hold the hole.
Yeah!
But here's the kicker. The only pole standing at the time was the one that Haman set up in his front yard to hang Mordecai from.
That's where Haman was impaled?
That's how he was hung.
In your face, Haman!
So what do you think?
I think it's going to be a really cool story, and everybody's going to love it.
Great to hear, sir.
Now, I have a few more minutes before lunch. Can we talk a little more about Sofia Vergara?